This episode is brought to you by FairDesk, a crypto derivatives trading platform founded by 6 former Binance execs and 3 former Morgan Stanley architects. FairDesk is a company focused on building a platform that enables traders to profit from both rising and falling markets. Sign up today and CB will credit you up to $600 in trading funds. For more information, visit fairdesk.com, link in the description below.
Satoshis, this my 2 Satoshis. Who need 2 cents when they can get double from stacking Toshis? Yeah, this my 2 Satoshis. This my 2 Satoshis. Tune in and get the latest and greatest from stacking Toshis. This my 2 Satoshis. This my 2 Satoshis. Who need 2 cents when they can get double from stacking Toshis? Yeah, this my 2 Satoshis. This my 2 Satoshis. Tune in and get the latest and greatest from stacking Toshis. Yeah, that's where you need to get the real news at. Stop messing with them lames out there. CBTV. Let me out of here.
Ha! Fuck it! Do it live! I'll write it and we'll do it live!
Okay. Ready?
Fucking thing sucks!
All right, ladies and gents, happy Monday. We are doing it live. Welcome to another episode of My 2 Satoshis with yours truly, Crypto Blood. What's going on, people? Round of applause again for everybody tuning in. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. The weekend is over. Hope you guys had a good holiday if you celebrate Easter or Resurrection Sunday or pagan fertility god, whatever you celebrate, ladies and gents. Hope you had a great weekend. That's all I got to say. Round of applause again. All right. So today we're going to be talking about Metaverse being done. It is, guys. I'm sorry to say it. The wave is over. The wave is over. You know, CB is going to give it to you real and uncut. Not saying you can't make out of this opportunity, Metaverse and VR and blockchain and all that, potentially. But I wouldn't bank on it. I would possibly pivot to another strategy or another space within the blockchain industry. I think the Metaverse thing has been put on ice, though, guys. I'm going to explain to you what I mean by that, what I'm looking at to make me come to that conclusion. Some major players are making major moves away from the Metaverse. I'm sure you probably heard about it, but I'll go into a little bit more about it and give you my 2 Satoshis on it on today's episode. But first, you know what time it is. I need you guys to jump on that stage and swing that leg around. And you know it's time for you to smack that like booty off the stage for me right now. I need your help to get that notification to all those subscribers out there for CBTV. Unfortunately, only a very small fraction of them actually see my video. So I need your help right now with that. Also, if you're looking to trade, yes, Bloodalytics.com is available, has been since August of last year. Check it out, okay? 6-month and 12-month subscriptions, I'm giving 50% off. All you got to do is click the link in the description below, sign up with that link, send me your UID number, and then I will generate a 50% off promo code for you to sign up for Bloodalytics. Again, that works for the 6-month and 12-month subscriptions. Check us out, ladies and gents. Finally got some moves today. Kind of shocked at the direction, but hey, it doesn't matter. As long as there is a move up or down, we are in town. All right, ladies and gents, with FairDesk, if you don't sign up for Bloodalytics, you can still take advantage of a great partnership that I have with FairDesk, guys. I'm giving bonuses away to you guys. If you deposit $2,500 or more, you get $100 credit. If you deposit $15,000, I am giving away $600 in bonuses, trading bonuses added to your account. These bonuses go against your losses and also pays for your trading fees. So definitely something to take advantage of, guys. And it scales all the way up to $35,000 in trading bonuses if you deposit at least $250,000 into your FairDesk account using the link in the description below. Something to think about. Up and coming exchange here, guys. They're solid and I haven't had any problems, maybe 1 or 2 issues, but compared to other exchanges, it's been a blip on the radar, nothing major. And they've made it through the calling of all those crypto exchanges from 2022 going into 23 with all the Terra Luna stuff and FTX and all that. They are still standing and growing. So check them out. Link in the description below. Also, come rumble with me in the jungle at rumble.com. You'll see a link in the chat room right now. I'll put it in there. But this is where all my uncensored content is going down, ladies and gents. All right. So make sure you follow me over there. We got 144 followers. Trying to get that up, ladies and gents. Let's get to 500 followers on Rumble. That would be great. That would be great. So definitely go support me. Follow me over there. Just in case one day the powers that be wants to pull the plug on CBTV on YouTube, you'll be able to catch me over there. And you'll also be able to catch me over on the best social media micro-blogging platform in the game, thanks to Elon Musk. Yes, that is Twitter. All right. At CryptoBlood_ is my name, as you see highlighted right there. Follow me over there. Over 10,700 followers, nearing 11,000 followers on Twitter. So definitely follow me there, guys. That is where I'm most active, and you can hit me directly, and I'm 9 times out of 10 going to respond to you. Let's look at crypto slate for today. We have seen a bump in the market cap, now trading at 121. That is $1.21 trillion in market cap, up from 1.18 just a few days ago when I last recorded. So green day for the top 10 for sure, except for Cardano. Shame on Cardano. Let's drop the flex bomb on Cardano there. Unfortunately, don't know why they're down, but they are. And that should actually be a telltale sign for you, because out of all the top 10 coins, it's the only one that is in the negative. Interesting. All right, Bitcoin up 3.4%. A surprise to me. Ethereum up 1.4%. We're going to talk about Ethereum later today. Binance up just 0.4%. Most of these are just up 1% or so. Litecoin doing its thing, up 2.6%. But most of these are in the 1.5 to just sub of a 1% move in the green today, with the exception of Bitcoin really taking off. Will the altcoins follow in a mini rally? Very possible. Very possible. Word of the day. One don't think I've ever heard, honestly. Foible. Yes. Foible. It means basically a minor weakness in someone's character. So thought that was an interesting one there. Let me know how you guys use that in today's episode. I'm sure there are a lot of weak characters in this episode that we're going to be covering today. So let's see if you can use foible in any of those articles. And let's take a look at forexfactory.com. No real action in the EU today. There was a German holiday, French holiday, Italian holiday. So pretty much the EU had a banking holiday today, even the Swiss. So I'm pretty interested to see why, if we can find out why Bitcoin took a nice move up today. We're going to take a look at the technicals on Bitcoin in a second. But tomorrow, guys, not too much. More FOMC members speaking. But what's going to be fireworks this week, ladies and gents, is going to be your FOMC meeting minutes from last month. Okay, that's coming out at 2 p.m. on Wednesday. But we also, I think, have CPI or PPI numbers coming out this week as well. On Thursday, we have core PPI and unemployment claims. That's going to be a fireworks session for you. And we also have core retail sales coming out Friday, and consumer sentiment report coming out from University of Michigan. That normally is a mover as well. Not sure if it's going to really move Bitcoin in the crypto markets, but for sure Wednesday, the FOMC meeting minutes from last meeting, and also Thursday, when we have the PPI numbers coming out and unemployment claims, that definitely could move the crypto markets in addition to the stock market. Speaking of stock markets, we had a close today slightly higher. Dow Jones up 0.33%, trading at 33,586 bucks. S&P 5 was up 0.1%, but Nasdaq was actually down today, almost closed unch. VIX was up 3%. So VIX is a little worried, even though we saw the stock markets moving up. VIX is moving up as well. So that means people might be a little skeptical, a little skittish right now. What's not skittish, though, is the Dixie. It is moving higher, building a base off of those lows of 101.58 on the 4th of this month. So we're starting to see a V-shape, potentially a V-shape recovery here on the Dixie. I don't know. We'll have to see. But my thesis is that we will be moving higher with the Dixie here in the coming months. But yes, look at Bitcoin out of nowhere. Just a few hours ago, we started to see a large green candle here, which took us out. And I'm going to extend this. Took us outside of the channel, guys. I told you I thought we would be moving down to this blue line first before making a move up, potentially to break out to the upside. But I did not expect a move up and break out before touching that trend line. So this is fairly bullish, guys. If you're thinking about going long, you could potentially do that at this point because we have broken out of the channel. Though I would need to see about 6 to 8 bars above this channel, a close above this channel, just to make sure that that is a real breakout, not a pump fake, and a move back into the channel. But again, the next target ultimately would be up here at 33,000, which is pretty far away from here. Now, could we grind up to that point? Sure. But definitely not in the neutral zone anymore. If I had to put my gauge on it, it would be more like 70% bullish, 30% neutral. So I'm not bearish either at this point. A bearish move would be a break below this channel and a break below the trend line at roughly $26,000 Bitcoin. Let's take a look at this first one, a non-crypto related article, but it kind of does relate, and I'm going to explain to you why. So the credit crunch the Fed fears may already be taking shape. This is out of Reuters, and they're essentially talking about how banking credit has basically stalled. Okay, and I told you guys to look at and compare Bitcoin not to inflation or not to deflation or printing of. No, it's really more so you want to map, or you can map Bitcoin to the liquidity in the US markets. The more liquidity there is, i.e. credit, the better Bitcoin is going to do. Now, with this article, and this economist is saying here that overall banking credit has stalled at about 17.5 trillion since January. Its year-over-year growth has been falling fast, and the Fed's next interest rate decision in May hinges on whether policymakers decide that's just monetary policy running its course or something deeper. So this is what we have to pay attention to. I'm telling you guys, there's a direct correlation with liquidity in the U.S. markets and Bitcoin's price. And so if we continue to see banking credit stall or even contract, then that's going to be an issue for your Bitcoin, cryptos in general, and other risk-on assets. We'll see how this plays out. But as you guys can see here, bank credit growth is slowing already. From this chart here, annual commercial bank credit growth versus long-term average. And you can see here, the annual number has just tanked well below long-term average. And we are currently at levels that we saw in the last financial crisis in 2008. So what does that tell you? I saw an article the other day saying that there are about 440 something banks in trouble right now. And they're looking to go to the Fed window, or they have gone to the Fed window. So you cannot tell me there won't be more banks going under, even if they're small or regional banks. It may not have a big impact directly, but it definitely can have an impact on sentiment and confidence in the business lending area. On to some crypto news. Out of Cointelegraph, Fortune debuts its Crypto 40. And the Crypto 40 highlights cryptocurrency organization across 8 different categories with a heavy emphasis on older established companies. What was interesting here to me, guys, is that out of these 8 distinctive categories, which include TradFi, CeFi, NFTs, venture capital, data and analytics companies, infrastructure firms, blockchain protocol firms, and DeFi, what was interesting to me is that they even put Solana on here. Solana ended up, I think, number 4. I was all good with this report until I saw that. How do you really seriously put Solana at number 4? I mean, that is, to me, all bias, which is what they said this list was not about. And they actually cracked on those other top crypto lists, saying that those lists was all about a popularity contest between individuals and teams driving them. But that seems to be the case with you adding Solana to the list. I'm just saying, it's not a reliable blockchain at all. It's all VC run and pumped money. So how do you put them at number 4? Anyway, Bitcoin took a backseat to Ethereum in this list on the protocols rankings list, with Polygon edging out Solana for 3rd place. So the blockchain protocol firms category wasn't the only win for Ethereum. All 5 of the winners in the DeFi category are companies whose technologies run on Ethereum's blockchain. That being Uniswap, Lido, MakerDAO, Aave, and Curve. So I think this is an appropriate ranking for Ethereum to be over Bitcoin, in my opinion, just because that there's more that you can get out of Ethereum versus Bitcoin. Bitcoin is great. It was the originator. It's great for protecting, maybe not protecting, but at least having your assets outside of the banking system. Okay, whether you lose half that value, it's kind of like, okay, well, at least it won't be confiscated. It won't be seized. And I think more and more people will see the benefits of having your money outside of a banking system once these CBDCs roll out. And you see how people's monies and companies' monies can be frozen or confiscated just because you're not aligning with the narrative that maybe the government wants you to align with. So I believe that attribute or characteristic of Bitcoin will begin to manifest more and more as we have these CBDCs hit the airwaves. And speaking of companies or people not aligning with certain narratives, we're seeing it happen in broad daylight in real time with Binance as they have more and more issues, guys. I don't know if you knew about this latest turn of events with Binance. They are unable to find a bank in the U.S. to work with them. Banking troubles come as Binance faces a potential fatal lawsuit with the CFTC. So with that lack of banking partners in the U.S., they've been having disruptions for Binance.US customers. For instance, customers reported trouble withdrawing their fiat currency from the exchange. Furthermore, Binance.US no longer supports Wire, Apple Pay, or Google Pay deposits. Like, how the hell are you even supposed to use it then? That's crazy. Binance's prior U.S. banking partners, Signature Bank and Silvergate, both failed earlier this year. The demise of 2 crypto-friendly banks left Binance.US scrambling to find at least one U.S. replacement. So the interesting thing here, to me, and there's already been conspiracy theories about this, but if you think about it, how the U.S. has been out for Binance for quite some time, well, what better way to chop them at the kneecap than by shutting down Signature Bank and Silvergate? Or I should say forcing Silvergate into a position where they said it just wasn't worth operating. So they didn't have any insolvency issues, but they just felt like, look, it's just not worth operating here in the United States anymore because we can't make money. We're just going to shut down and return all deposits. That's what Silvergate did. Signature Bank was actually taken over by the FDIC. And hey, those two, I mean, is it a coincidence? I don't know. You guys let me know in the comments. But I think where there's smoke, there's definitely fire. Other U.S. crypto exchanges such as Coinbase, however, continue to work in the U.S. with U.S. banks as well. On March 13th, USDC issuer and Coinbase partner Circle added Cross River as a banking partner. So you can see how they are picking winners, how the government and the agencies within the U.S. government are picking winners. And they're clearly going on the side of Coinbase. Yeah, they just subpoena Coinbase, but that's just smoke and mirrors to make it seem like they're trying to be equitable and fair in their policing of crypto exchanges. But I think Coinbase is clearly the winner, clearly the hand-picked winner in the U.S. They have USDC. USDC is in bed with Goldman Sachs, and I think we can safely say Coinbase will be compromised fully at some point. Even though Brian Armstrong is, to me, for the people, I think eventually he's even going to have to step aside. I want to bring this one up because last week I was talking on Debate Crypto, and we were talking about MicroStrategies and them investing in more Bitcoin. This was a headline that I actually covered last week as well. But, I haven't heard any persons touch on this other than Michael. I think Michael Kyle, I believe is his name. I did a video reviewing his video or interview he did on Blockworks. I think that's his name. That was the only other guy that I really heard really go deep into this. But let me just say this. This reassures my thoughts on the whole MicroStrategies play. Founder of North Rock Digital, Hal Press, criticized MicroStrategies' Bitcoin acquisition strategy, saying the company will eventually, listen to this, have to sell all the Bitcoin it acquired. Now I heard, shout out to my man Crypto Keeper, because he said this as we were debating about MicroStrategies, and he was saying, we interviewed MicroStrategies at Bitcoin 2022. He laughed at me asking him, would you sell any Bitcoin at what price? And Michael Saylor literally laughed hysterically and uncontrollably and said, we ain't never selling a Bitcoin. And I had to remind Keeper, they sold Bitcoin. So already his conviction has been tested and failed. You failed because you actually have sold Bitcoin. And I personally think they're going to sell more. This guy says they're going to have to sell every single one of them. This is crazy. He goes on to say, when the time eventually comes, it will be a career-making short. So he's saying when the blood starts seeping into the water, it's time for you to short, because MicroStrategy will have to unload all those billions of dollars worth of Bitcoins. And he said you can make a lot of money on that. The crypto-focused hedge fund founder noted that this wouldn't happen anytime soon. It would take a minimum of a few years at least. He goes on to say the idea of taking a software company and levering it to the gills to run a Bitcoin acquisition strategy is so comically stupid, it's actually quite funny. Will be so obvious in hindsight. Interesting. What do you guys think about that? We had this conversation last week. Some of you guys think it's a great play. I thought, sure, do it when you're not leveraging or borrowing against other things to buy Bitcoin. Sure, absolutely have Bitcoin on your books outright and clear. Think that's a great opportunity and great strategy. I wouldn't allocate as much money as they are, because again, they are and should be allocating those funds towards what they actually do, which is be a software firm, not a Bitcoin buying firm. Wall Street being Wall Street, they've actually gotten a lot of exposure, or a lot of investors buying their stocks because they want indirect exposure to Bitcoin through MicroStrategies because they own so much. But there's another question being posed, and that is whether or not they should have bought ETH instead. So looking at the chart, they definitely should have. Here's a chart showing MicroStrategies when they first bought Bitcoin, and if they would have bought Ether instead. If Ether is in the blue, Bitcoin is in the yellow, just holding USD in green. So literally at this point, you would be better off holding USD. Isn't that crazy? Literally better off holding USD versus Bitcoin. All those billions of dollars they put in Bitcoin. Now, again, this is a shorter time frame. I understand that. This is only a 3-year time frame. But I'm just saying, guys, like literally better holding fiat than Bitcoin. Crazy. A comparison page tracking MicroStrategies Bitcoin purchases, if it had been ETH, shows that the company would have 3.68 million ETH right now. The ETH would be worth around $6.8 billion compared to Bitcoin holdings valued at $3.9 billion. I don't know if I would go that far to say buying Ether instead of Bitcoin, because I understand the premise behind holding Bitcoin, especially on a corporate balance sheet. But good God almighty, that does not look good. It's not a good PR look for MicroStrategies, honestly, seeing that they've wasted so much money and they could have just been in dollars and had more value. Interesting. The company's founder, Saylor, remains a BTC bull and has advocated for wider adoption of the digital asset. According to an April 1 tweet, Bitcoin has outperformed other traditional assets like gold, silver, NASDAQ, S&P 500, etc. since MicroStrategies' adoption into it in 2020. So, good point. There's so many ways you can skew numbers. And so here's a skewing in the favor of Bitcoin. But hey, I mean, I'm just scratching my eyes right now because I'm not understanding the gold situation here. Down 2%, silver down 16, but good God, all my gold bugs, help me out. You're supposed to be so great, God's money, 5,000 years, and not 1 year have you outperformed Bitcoin. I'm just saying. Not against it, but I'm just saying. Let's take a look at MicroStrategy stock really quickly because it looks like it's been on a rip since the lows. If you look out a month, it's up 40% in 1 month, up 40% in 6 months, 44% in 6 months, and up a whopping 115% year to date. Amazing. But again, you can skew it how you want because we go out to just a full year's perspective. MicroStrategy is down 28%. Its high was back on February 12th, was at $1,000 and some change, guys. It peaked at. So it's well off its high, well off its all-time high. So let's get to Meta and what's going on. This article was actually pinned. I saved it about a month ago, and it was just talking about how Meta is winding down its Instagram NFT support. Very, very interesting. I don't know if people really covered it. I didn't hear a lot of people talking about it, but this is a black eye for the NFT market, especially the PFP, profile pic NFT market or subgenre or whatever you want to call it of NFTs. This is a death blow. I'm sorry, because to make this type of move, you're not going to reverse this move anytime soon. It's going to take years for them to say, if they are at any point, to say, okay, we'll get back into it. We made a mistake. We're going to reverse course and start dealing with NFTs again. Nah, it's probably not ever going to happen. 1 year after first teasing the project, Meta is stepping away from NFTs. We've learned a lot that we'll be able to apply to products. We're continuing to build and support creators, people, and businesses on our apps, both today and in the Metaverse. I don't know why you're saying the Metaverse, because you're also shutting that down. And we'll get to that here in a second. But this kind of leads up to the whole premise that I'm outlining here is that Metaverse is done. And, you don't have a Metaverse without NFTs, a blockchain in Metaverse. So this is just one sign that the Metaverse wave is done. I've said the NFT wave has been done. Okay. The whole PFP situation, over, guys. Don't think it's ever coming back. That wave was the Beanie Babies of blockchain. It ain't coming back. I'm sorry. So get rid of that shit while you can. Okay. In my opinion, those days are done data. Instagram and Facebook pulling those NFTs. And I think that marks an end to an era, a very short era, a Beanie Baby era. Now, Mark Zuckerberg abandons Metaverse. This is very interesting. Now, this article is from April 7th, a couple of days ago. But according to Facebook turned Meta CTO Andrew Bosworth, the company's Metaverse of dead-eyed avatars has been all but abandoned by Meta's CEO Mark Zuckerberg, who, in an added blow, is instead saying that he has been spending the bulk of his time chasing the investor appeasing Silicon Valley squirrel, that is generative AI, which in my opinion, I'm just going to be honest with you, is the right move. If at this point you need to focus on something, it needs to be AI. You need to be dumping billions of dollars. You're already behind because you didn't even see OpenAI sneak up. Neither did Google, but they snuck up and took everybody's money. Okay. Meta is unsurprisingly gearing up to deploy AI in its advertising machine, the channel where the company makes the vast majority of its money, as opposed to the Metaverse, which at this point is a multi-billion-dollar money pit. It sure was. And so to see Meta, the company, yes, Facebook, who changed their name to Meta, to see them move away from Meta, boy, Metaverse, that should be eye-opening for you. If it's not, you must be one of those apes from the Geico commercial. Where you been, man? You must have been living under the rock, because the tide is shifted, the tide is turning, and it's time to let the Metaverse NFT wave go, guys. It ain't happening. no time soon. I personally would be looking into how you could take advantage of the panic or mania, the FOMOing that you're going to see or you're already seeing of AI in blockchain. I think that is the next wave. I'll let you guys know if I find anything else that you can get on. When it comes to waves and technology shifts that are going to be very popular in the future. So, hey, I'm just saying, you might want to take one Satoshi from CB on today's episode of my 2 Satoshis. With that being said, make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe. Click that bell to receive more videos like this. And until next time, I'm out of here, people. Holla!
This my 2 Satoshis. This my 2 Satoshis. Who need 2 cents when they can get double from stacking Toshis? Yeah, this my 2 Satoshis. This my 2 Satoshis. Tune in and get the latest and greatest from stacking Toshis. This my 2 Satoshis. This my 2 Satoshis. Who need 2 cents when they can get double from stacking Toshis? Yeah, this my 2 Satoshis. This my 2 Satoshis. Tune in and get the latest and greatest from stacking Toshis. Yeah.
Yeah, that's where you need to get the real news at. Stop messing with them lames out there. CBTV. Let me out of here. Pop.
Fuck it. Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live.
Okay. Ready?
Fucking thing sucks. We'll do it live.